cool to be right. You know, it's like a clout thing for most people. But when you're really putting your money where your mouth is and you're not trying to prey on other folks' capital, it hits a little different. What are we doing here to be right? You have to know the price. That's one thing we all have in common. We want to be correct, and we have the price. And to be correct, you have to know the price of everything. You have to know the numbers. Where did the numbers come from? I didn't make up the numbers. We know where they come from. It makes sense. It's not clout chasing. It's none of that stuff. It's doing the numbers, doing the math. I don't see any red this morning. This is all green. Now, we said a couple of weeks ago, I'm always speaking for the community, right? Where is the Santa Claus rally? Why is Morgan Stanley green? Why is Goldman Sachs green? Why is JP Morgan green? What are these things? They're banks. Why is the Dow Jones green? What is that? It's a stock market. Why is crypto green? Why is Citigroup green? What is it with these banks? Isn't it $40 billion that the Fed released to bail out the banks? $40 billion. And we're going digital. We're possibly gonna pass the Clarity Act, which is gonna help institutions get more legal clarity to tokenize all assets, real world assets. And the banks are going green. And just last week, we were wondering where the Santa Claus rally was. So here we are, doing things correctly, knowing the price of all assets. Why is it that I'm not just posting this stuff out of the blue. My alerts went off. And why is it all the bank's alerts are going off to the upside? It's not doom and gloom, not yet, at least, because we spend time at the upper levels, and we also spend time at the lower levels, and then we spend most of the time in the middle, daring you to take a buy or a sell position and stretch you in both directions. We call it the slaughterhouse, right? I appreciate everyone on this journey with us. The more, the merrier. Getting to the roots of it all, getting to the truth of it all. Not letting anyone lie to us about our money. Understanding that the Federal Reserve is going to speak on January 28th to let us know if they're going to pause or they're going to continue cutting the interest rates. Knowing what the date is. Knowing that in September we cut by 0.25 basis points, and then in November we cut by 0.25, and in December we just cut by another 0.25. That's 0.75. Last year, when we during the elections, the first cut was 0.50 in September. The second cut was 0.25 in November, because we skip October. Every year we skip October. How many people know this? Because I don't hear nobody talking about it. Let's continue. We cut by 0.25 in November, and we cut by 0.25 in December. So that was 1 full point, 0.50 plus 0.25 plus 0.25, 1 point. And then we just did it this September, 0.25 in September, 0.25 in November, and 0.25 in December. So that's 0.75. So we cut by 1.75 basis points. So as we cut by 1.75 basis points, why is the 10-year yield going in an upward direction? If we cut interest rates, then why aren't the interest rates going down? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. I'm asking rhetorical questions that I really don't know the answer to, but they are the exact questions that you should ask, because it doesn't make sense, and it should make sense. This only benefits the rich. Poor people need the interest rates to come down, right? So why aren't they coming down? Why do you think Trump wants to get rid of this Federal Reserve chair? Because he's not doing what he said he was going to do. If you don't do your job, you're supposed to get fired, right? So he can't fire him. So he's supposed to be done with his term in May. Get the new Fed chair in, and then he's going to cut the interest rates because they need to be down at 2%. That's where they need to be, not just for poor people, for all people. Nobody wants to do anything at a high interest rate. I have to continue to repeat this because this is the narrative that you want to continue to follow, because you want to know when them interest rates finally get to where they're supposed to be, because now you can do what you want to do with your money at the proper interest rate. It's coming because that's the route we're on. We're on a quantitative easing cycle. It's no longer tightening. We're no longer raising interest rates. They can raise, but this is not a raising cycle. It is a cutting cycle. And there's going to be a printing of tens of trillions of dollars. That's the journey that we're on to get more information leading us towards the answers on this channel. We're doing it for the people and not the prophets. We're promoting the truth and eliminating all falsehoods. We don't do that here. So I appreciate everyone on the journey. We're going to continue to push. We're going to start showing how to position your alerts, because once you get the alerts correct, now you can place your positions where you're placing your alerts, step by step by step, doing things correctly and gaining from the fruits of your labor, right? No bosses, no applications. You can do all this yourself. You just need someone to lead you in the right direction, and that's what you got. The best leader you can get. So it's the consistency and persistency that wins in the market. To beat the market, you must become the market, and the market moves with integrity through its price. And if you lack integrity of price, you're going to get wrecked. And you're going to go to loss review, and you're going to do the kumbaya dance in a big circle with the rest of the losers. You don't want that, do you? You want to win, right? So you got to do it correctly. You have to change your mind. Stop doing the clown behavior and start doing the proper analysis and position yourself. This year should be a great year for everybody involved. Hey.